already does all the work for me. I haven't to adjust my saddle all the time. My saddles don't roll, which is huge for me because I ride a lot of early horses. So I'm going to saddle this guy up and kind of talk about the saddle really quick. Okay, so this is just my personal saddle. I had a custom made one back in about Christmas time. This is just a basic model. They run like $1,700. I mean, and this is just your basic. You can make them as fancy as you want, as plain as you want. I mean, I'm just a college trainer, so if I can get what I just need, that's all I want. And so it's really nice to have something cost effective that works. So kind of when I said earlier about it kind of being popped off the shoulders, I'm not having to like go under and try to pry it up. Like it already kind of sits where it's supposed to. Courtesy of the pad, the built up, the compression from up here, so it just kind of sits where it's supposed to. I love the tall horn. Being a male, it's nice to have a lot to grab onto. And something that's really interesting is these saddles are made of a Buster Welch Cutting Tree, and they just fit everything. This is a wide tree. You can get them at the smallest is 6 3/4. I think this is a 7, so it's not very much difference, but just that little bit of metric difference makes a ton. But even this saddle, this fits in pretty good. I never have had issues with it being sore back. It sits on top of it well. I can run my hands underneath of it, and it's smooth. And I've broke 2-year-olds in this saddle and been fine. They kind of conform. I do use the right pad, but they just conform. It's not a real. They're not a real stiff tree. It's real flexible. So it really helps conform to a lot of backs. You'll notice, like, if you ever see Sharon, she rides in the same 5 or 6 saddles with everything. And she never has sore backs. You can put the narrow tree on a wide horse and be fine for the day. It just is really, really nice. I rode this in my 3-year-old for next year, and he loves this saddle and won't ride anything else. And then the biggest thing I love is I love the deep seat, and I like that the cantle's just a little bit higher. It's not super, it's probably about 4 inches, which is perfect for me. Because, at least, I'm very tall. I'm over 6 foot, so I think tall people, it's kind of easy to teeter-totter up there a little bit, so, it's easy to kind of get behind or kind of jumped forward a little bit. So this kind of helps aid and keep me seated where I'm supposed to be, especially when you ride the horses we ride today, where they're so scary powerful. It's everything you can do to stay on. So that really has helped me a ton, especially with these colts getting them going. I'm staying seated. I'm not kind of popping out. Granted, I don't have any that buck, but if I've had one spook, like I'm not just falling all over the place. Like I'm staying pretty centered. So I love that. I feel like, it's a little slicked off now, but but just the way the stirrups hang so forward and the seat sits so deep, it's so secure. It's like you're riding with a seatbelt. So it's amazing. It's super cool. Again, they just sit up there. The swells up here aren't perched too far back. They're up right where they're supposed to be. So it just makes for a nice, comfortable saddle to train in, but a safe saddle to run in and be competitive in. They're not lightweight, so you can go anywhere with this saddle. So we're going to get saddled and go to the bridle patch. We'll see you later.